guys, we have an urgent information coming out. Over 700 missiles and drones rained down on Ukraine and Russia's biggest strikes in weeks. The entire country declared emergency. I want to show you something really quick here. Look at this here. It says Moldova has requested emergency electricity assistance from Romania following the attack on Ukraine. The country's grid operator, a key energy unit in the region, was shut down due to the strike on Ukraine power system. Here's another one. Ukraine nuclear power plants have reduced electricity production following today's missile strike. The Ukrainian authorities confirmed the drop, stating that the country's power transmission system was hit in the strike. The entire country is just getting obliterated. It seems like Russia is urging Zelensky end the war, or it's going to get a lot ugly. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Guys, I mentioned this over my third channel. I did post 2 videos. The link will be in the comments box. Two couples, a couple are in need of prayers. The husband lost his job and is struggling when it comes to getting stuff paid and food and stuff like that. So him and his wife are right now in search of a job. If you can, please pray for them. Please pray for them. We do have the Cash App or PayPal if you guys want to put in like $2 or $5. If the Lord speaks to you in your heart, we're trying to get at least maybe $200 for them so they could get at least food shopping or something. But again, they're going through a lot of struggle. And so the husband was laid off, and he's in search for a job. So if you guys can, please pray for them. All right. A lot of people's going through struggle nowadays, and but most importantly, prayer is what they need. So we are praying for the husband to get at least some kind of a job, so it could bring something when it comes to paying the bills and stuff like that. But this is happening to a lot of people. A lot of people is being laid off. A lot of people just going through tough times. So if you guys want to help and support them, I'm gonna leave the link to the Cash App or PayPal, and then once it reaches like 200, then I'll let you guys know. But I was gonna do a GoFundMe, but again, I just got home, and Saturday I was doing a couple of errands. I spoke to them over the phone, so I decided just to do it through Cash App. So again, thank you so much for that, guys. So Russia carried out a large-scale missile and drone strike across Ukraine early on Saturday, December the 6th. Triggering nationwide air raid alerts and striking multiple cities. At least 3 were injured in the Kiev region. So multiple cities got hit. Now, guys, their grid is getting damaged. All right, and it's not good because it's winter. Well, it's cold up there in Ukraine. It's really cold, and people they need their lights on. Ukraine's Air Force tracked 704 incoming targets overnight, including 51 missiles, 17 ballistic, and 653 drones, mostly Shahed. Those are like Iranian drones, launched from Russia and Crimea. Now, Moscow also fired 3 hypersonic missiles, 34 cruise missiles, and 14 ballistic missiles. Man. At the same time, they're talking about peace. So I guess Putin is telling Zelensky, accept the terms. Accept these terms. Let's end the war. If not, you're going to see some more fire. Ukraine air defense has taken down or neutralized 615 targets, including 585 drones, 29 cruise missiles, and 1 ballistic missile. Still, some strike hit 29 locations, with 60 drones reaching their targets and debris from downed weapons falling in 3 areas. Man, that was a huge operation. And we did talk about that last night. I did post one of the late night videos. Guys, just a reminder. Just a reminder. Okay, just mark this on your calendar. I post videos. My last video is like 1 a.m. or like 1:20 a.m. I always upload videos around that time. But notifications are not being sent out. So just a reminder, 1 a.m. Eastern Time or 1:20 a.m. Eastern Time, that's when I upload my last video. All right, and if you guys want to check it out. The main targets of these strikes, once again, were energy facility. Russia's aim is to inflict suffering on millions of Ukrainian, Zelensky said on social media. According to multiple monitoring channels, Russia launched several waves of missiles and dozens of drones towards the capital region, including aircraft capable of firing Kinzhal hypersonic missiles. Now, drone sightings were reported as far west as Lviv region, with the latest missile launches recorded shortly before 7 a.m. local time. Explosions were reported in Poltava, Luhansk, Odessa, Zaporizhia, and Bela Sekva. A lot of regions got hit. In the Kiev, the capital region, the railway station in Fastiv was destroyed, and fires broke out in the Novi Petrevsky and a home in Bucha. Now, the governor said a 42-year-old man in Fastiv suffered shrapnel wounds, while two women aged 40 and 46 were impacted in the Joshwad district north of Kiev. One of them was hospitalized. Ukraine's railway authority said Fastiv was hit in a massive shelling of railway infrastructure. Wow. I think what Putin's trying to do here, he's trying to tell Zelensky, man, you got to end it. If not, this is going to get worse. In the Dnipropetrovsk region, fire broke out in several cities, including strikes on homes in Palohwad and infrastructure in Kryv Rih. Now, regional gov said. Now, a young one was also injured in Nikopol. Man. In Luhansk, several food warehouses caught fire, leaving parts of the city without electricity. The Lviv region also reported partial power outages. Now, Poland's Air Force said it scrambled fighter jets to secure Polish airspace during the hours-long attack on western Ukraine. Man. It says here, Ukraine's State Emergency Service said energy facilities in Chernihiv and the surrounding region were also targeted. Fires caused by the strike were quickly contained and no casualties were reported there. Wow. The latest strikes come as Washington advances a diplomatic plan to end the war, a proposal that Kiev fears could require major concessions to Moscow. If I sound sick, it's because of my throat. All right. Last night, it seems like I had this fever. I woke up at 3 in the morning, and it was brutal. It was bad. I think it was like one of those quick fever. Because I woke up this morning, I was great, but now my throat is killing me again. I'm going to make some hot tea with lemon and honey. It says here, Ukrainian and U.S. officials are set to hold a third straight day of talks in Miami on Saturday. Washington has said both sides agreed that any real progress will depend on Russia's willingness to end the war. Now, the U.S. President, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, have been meeting with Ukraine's top negotiator, Rustem Umerov and Andrei Natov, the chief of staff of Ukraine's armed forces. Man, Jared Kushner has been all over the place. He was part of the Abraham Accord. He was part of the peace deal that was signed in Egypt with Donald and many other foreign leaders. He's also part of this peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. So Jared Kushner, his name is not put out there, but he is involved and very powerful, very important in making decisions when it comes to ending wars. All right, so it says here, the Miami meeting followed a visit to Moscow earlier this week, where Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner met with Putin to discuss the U.S. plan. The Kremlin rejected parts of the proposal. Washington's initial draft, prepared without input from European partners, reportedly suggested that Kiev pull back from parts of Donetsk and that the U.S. would effectively acknowledge Russian control over Donetsk, Luhansk, and Crimea. The proposal drew swift criticism from Kiev and European capitals. U.S. officials have since revised the document, though the current terms have not been made public. All right, so that is the latest breaking news. More than 700 missiles and drones rained down on Ukraine. The entire region of, we're talking about Ukraine, the entire region just completely, that doesn't look good. Give me a second. We do have some more updates here. We have information coming out right now. RT is putting out this information. Difficult call between Zelensky and Trump envoy Steve Witkoff and Kushner. 2-hour discussion on territory and security guarantees. Envoy pushed both sides to make concession for deal. Once again, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, they really working hard on this one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for some more updates here. I want to bring this one up. So Zelensky said Russia launches more than, well, it's not 650, it's over 700. All right, so Ukraine faced one of the largest air assaults in recent months, with over 700, 650 drones, 51 missiles targeting energy infrastructures and residential areas across at least 9 regions. A drone strike has burned down the main train station. Man. Zelensky called the strike meaningless militarily and accused Russia of aiming to maximize civilian suffering on St. Nicholas Day. The main targets of these strikes, once again, were energy facilities. Russia's aim to inflict suffering on millions, and they stoop so low as to launch missiles at peaceful cities on St. Nicholas Day. I was not aware they were doing that St. Nicholas out there in Ukraine. It says here that is exactly why additional pressure is needed. Sanctions must work. I'm sorry to say this, sanctions is not going to work. Sanctions is not going to work. You know how many sanctions that slapped on Russia? I mean, they slapped so much sanctions, it's not even funny. All right, North Korea is jealous right now. I'm like, man, I want sanctions. Hit me with sanctions. Once again, sanctions must work, Zelensky said, and so must our defenses, which means we must maintain support for those defending lives. I think everyone working towards this. I just don't see sanctions working. I remember Secretary of State Marco Rubio, about a month ago, he came out and he's like, we slapped them with so many sanctions. Every company, you name it, we slapped them with everything we got, and they still, they still coming and coming. So it seems like sanctions not working. You know why it's not working? A lot of people don't know this because they have the BRICS. All right, so the BRICS is another way to avoid sanctions. And again, they have the BRICS, their own World Bank, and they don't rely on U.S. currency and stuff like that no more. Which pretty soon, I do believe there's going to be a currency war. Everything's just going to be transformed. It's going to be transform into digital currency. Everything is changing. These wars are just the opening doors to what's to come in the near future. So enjoy these times because in a decade, maybe less than a decade, there's going to be a lot of changes to come, a lot of new laws, and who knows, WW3 might spark and population out. And I'm not trying to spook no one, but scripture says in the last day there will be wars and kingdom against kingdom. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please pray for, again, our friends that's going through tough times. They're really going through tough times. It's really hard on them. We send prayers to them. We help them a lot, too. Again, the husband has been, he has some health issue, too, guys. And we try our very best to help them. But, again, if you guys want to help and support them, the link, Cash App link, will be in the comments box. So he's on the verge of, finding a new job. He was laid off like a few days ago or last week. But if you can, please pray for them. And like I said, the Cash App link and the PayPal link is in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.